We want a little time to put this stuff together. Don't come crashing down on, but boss man, look, hey man, he looks like, hey man, he's jumping. He's crashing. Okay. Okay, we're going to write articles and do certain things. This period in writing will be like before we leave, we'll try to do maybe just 4 articles, and we'll take some of them with us and pass them out there. But Hidayah for modern times. Different response to trauma. Why do some people grow from trauma while others are crushed by it? Why do some people grow from trauma while others are just ran over by it? I think it's how they look at it and what they've been through. That some people ain't nothing you can do about it. They'd already a strong support system, personality traits like extrovertism, openness, ability to integrate the traumatic experience. Some of that's true. We'll talk about it more later on. Developing new system after the traumatic experience, being able to find the benefit from traumatic events is impacted by so many variables. Yeah, look, being able to find the benefit from all of this stuff. For them, this would be traumatic events, but it's not a trauma for us. You know what I mean? Well, I'll put it truthful. It's not a trauma for me. It's like comfy. I couldn't get any more comfy because this is something I expect. And boss man think that he didn't hooked it up where we're more isolated. But you know what? For what we're doing right now, I don't need to get around and see everybody. You know why? The accuracy of our discourse is moved from 96 or 97% to almost 98 or 99% accuracy. I mean, it's accurate. So if you're not accurate, that means you out of touch. You know, you're losing the feel for, well, if you ain't losing the feel for nothing, you know what I mean? Like, hey, something's going on. So I'll move toward a 2 tracks. Da-da-da-da. More action cause. Yeah. Make it a game. Controlled trauma. That's what we've been dealing. That's what other people call it, but it's not traumatic for us. Write the result of our 10-year experimentation. Yeah, that's what I just said we was going to use as a means of optimism trait. Optimism is a trait that if you got it, you're going to be all right. There's no doubt about it. If that's a trait, I remember when I was in the hospital and couldn't say nothing. I just look at Ayub, I'd say, optimism! Couldn't say nothing else. Hell, I didn't know nothing else. he was looking at me, he said, this poor guy. You know, the police came by, the sergeant and others, and I was just getting out for a walk in the morning, and I would just, barely, get my legs back, and I would just walk up to the corner up there, see B Street, and walk back that was a while, and I come out on the second or third day. The sergeant, he brought the lady with him that was from Kenya. And he looked at my head with all them stitches in it, and probably I was looking like a fool, you know. And he just looked at me. He said, "That's all right." I said, "It's okay, fine," you know. But to him, I looked pitiful. And Ayub didn't even want to look at me. Because you know, they knew don't a lot of people come up. I don't, need no people running. So he just stayed a while, but that's all I said. Optimism. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And hey, that's what's happening. And what have we done so far? We didn't run old boss man crazy. Who's having the bad luck? Boss man. Who's out to lunch? Boss man. Who can't write his own name and forget every boss? It's boss man, right? It ain't. It's not us here. The ideas that we're putting forward here are great ideas for research. We've already researched it. Now, can you imagine? We stopped writing 10 years ago, and we started right in on this stuff at that time. Yeah. And at that time, we had said, deja vu, we've been here before, but this time is clearer and more concise. Can you imagine now how this looks? And we were saying that then, that this is clear. Oh, well, Allah's in charge. Are there any questions or comments about these post-traumatic events? Friday, yeah. Yes. Allah Akbar. Yeah, freebasing was serious. Good God Almighty. It's good to talk to people who remember that time. But it wasn't no mystery to me. When I came home in '76 and I saw what that stuff had done by then and was doing, all the people in Northern California, see, all of this freebasing started in Northern California. It got down to LA later when Richard Pryor and them started doing it. That was almost a year later. You saw the first effects in Northern California, and it was traumatic. It was just traumatic. And everybody that gotten big, like they say, was sliding off them hills. You know, in California, if you get big, you move into the hills. Them Negroes was sliding out of them hills, was going broke, man. I mean, all of them, you know. So this is an honor and a privilege. It's just an honor and a privilege to be a part of this, and to be a part of it in this way, with no anger, no meanness, no nervousness, no nothing. Just clear, inspirational thinking. That's what makes us different. And we're going all the way, inshallah. Oh, we're getting close enough to where somebody else can do it, or whatever. We just don't do our part. Yeah. So, are there any more questions or comments?
wasn't killed by the bullet. He got killed by the doctor at the hospital.
Right.
Have you heard anything like that before? Is that something new?
No, and okay. See, it was too many people there. It was too many people there. Of course, I wasn't there, but the people was there, and it was shenanigans going on. Because next thing, Jesse Jackson pop up with the bloody shirt and everything, and stuff like that. But it seemed like Dr. King, when he was hit, he was knocked. That was it.
Right, yeah.
So, and the other thing is, the reason they take things, the Warren Report, the Kerner Commission, is 50 years later. Why? Because everybody's too old and they don't care. Okay, so what if you prove Mooga Booga or something? What is the difference does it make? Now, that's why they hold it off that long, because nobody's going to be around, and nobody cares. You could say this happened to Kennedy, that happened to Kennedy, that happened. It would make no difference. And nobody's going to do anything about it. So the same thing with Dr. King. Dr. King and Malcolm, they did their job. Okay, just like we're doing our job. When it's time to go back to California, I get ready to go because I know it's time to go. That's like I know it's time to go now, so I'm going. That makes no difference what they do. I could walk, I could thumb, I could catch it. It don't make no difference, but I'm going to go. As soon as I write those things, I'm going to go. I don't care if they do this, if they do that, da, 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 da. The place where the movement was in 1965, we don't say if Malcolm was to live, da 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 da. Malcolm would have been just like Dr. King, brokenhearted with the Negro. And they had totally Negroized everything. Dr. King's own crew, Andy Young and all of them, was mad at him because he was saying the war in Vietnam was bad, right? Which is correct. Shoot, Martin Luther King started outgrowing them. But he was himself brokenhearted by the environment. He didn't feel like he was connecting, and they did their job. They did their job. Okay, now we have to do our job. And that's why we was always thinking about longevity, not to be here a long time, but because someone has to ride along with Boss Man and keep pointing. And ever since we've been anywhere, you go over the tapes, listen to everything. We've always been pointing, and this is what's going on. It was always an analysis of the time, place, and circumstance in which we live and what we can do. And that's what we're still doing. We're not charged to, As-Sabiqun is not charged with making the people do nothing. You know what I mean? We're not charged with that. One referred to As-Sabiqun as those who lead the way, those who show the way, right? We've been doing that. We are really, really, really living up to our name. That's what we're doing. Okay. And we have a few hopes and things. We're not going to change our story every time. You remember the guys come by here and was measuring out everything and saying they were going to fix this and fix that? They were coming to test us. If we promise this, will they? Then you don't hear from them. You know why? Because I da-da-da-da-da-da. And then the same thing with the poor Saudi guy. Remember, this a month ago, 2 months ago, he walked it off, measured it off again. We're gonna put that, and that thick. Yeah, we're gonna put it. We're gonna put it in here. Yeah, we're gonna put it in here. Well, so the next 2 times I rolled on Saudi Arabia, extra, if you remember, to make sure that they understand that you can do anything you want, or you can promise the world, but you're